In this lesson, we will be creating a tailstock advance and retract operation. I've prepped the part with a face and center drill operation. The first thing we need to do is we need to create a tailstock. So I'm going to go into stock setup, and you can see down below here we have tailstock center, and it's not defined. So I'll go into the properties, and it brings me to the parametric geometry settings, and these are what we're going to use. I'm going to actually put this at 0, which will probably be what you'll see the first time. Now we can use different types of geometry, STL, solid, cylinder, and we can revolve a chain. So if you've got some geometry that you know you're going to use, you can go ahead and do that here. So I'm going to stick with these defaults, and note our center diameter here, by the way. That's pretty good size center. And I'm going to position this along the axis at 0, which is where your default will be. And you can see where it goes here, right to world 0. So what this is asking us is where this is in the machine, is what it's really asking us. So I'm going to put this at 24 inches, and we'll see what that looks like. We could actually take a look at it and preview lathe boundaries here and see what it looks like. We can see it there. So we'll green check out and green check out. Now we need to regenerate our operations, and if I do an Alt F1, it will not include the tailstock. So I'm just gonna bring this out here because I want to create a view sheet that includes the tailstock. So I'll add view sheet. I'll call it 2D with tailstock, and then we'll save it. And I want to make sure that I'm going to save this as my in-process part. So as you can see, again, I have my part all ready to go. I do have a center hole here, and this is a long, slim part. We're going to bring the tailstock in to support it while we do the other operations. So I'll go up to part handling and tailstock. We can advance it and retract it, and it's got some auto functions inside of here as well, which we're going to use. So for toolpath parameters, we'll just call this tailstock advance because we want to advance it first. So there it is. Because I said auto, it goes in and it finds the hole and it seats itself. Now we can come in and create an operation. We'll do a rough operation. We'll chain it from here to there. And we'll use this 80-degree tool. And we'll call this left spindle rough turn. Okay, so I did this on purpose. You can see that the 80-degree is going to have an interference with this tailstock center. So we could change the tailstock parameters here, or we could go grab another tool. So I'm going to do that, just showing the importance of clearance here. So I'm going to grab this 55-degree tool and we'll try it. So again, same thing, but we're closer, right? So I'm pretty sure that if I change my lead in, I should be able to get that. So we'll go to our rough parameters, lead in, lead out. I'm just going to make my lead in come down at minus 135 degrees. That should get us in there. So there we go. So from here we would create the rest of our operations, but I'm going to take this tailstock out at this point because we've shown what we need to show. So I'll go back to tailstock, and you can see it queued up retract for us. It's going to bring it back to 24. So we'll say OK. And if I double check here, there we are. So there's our tailstock operation.